Okay, awesome. Let's do this. Guys, we're going to try to keep this 15 minutes, no promises, but I've got a call directly after this, so we're going to try to make it really short and sweet, okay? I'm so excited y'all are here. This is all about what we do, how we do it, how to get started. Several of us have been in your shoes and we were like, okay, I'm skeptical, but I'm also desperate. So tell me what this is all about so I can make an informed decision. So that's exactly what our goal is tonight. Um, let's get with it. Okay, first off, finances, y'all. A lot of y'all, if you're considering this opportunity, it's likely because you have a financial need. You have a financial why. Maybe you're feeling stress of month to month. Maybe you're ready to walk away from your job. Maybe you just got an overwhelming amount of debt and you're ready to just find a solution. If y'all feel any type of financial stress, y'all just drop something in the chat. Be like, yep, that's me. That's me. That's my why. That's why I'm here. Pure transparency. I started this about 8 years ago and I was struggling. My husband and I were new to each other. We had just gotten engaged and we were just in a really bad spot. And I saw that my sponsor, Jordan, she had just walked away from her corporate sales job. She was making really good money. Not really good, but at the time we were new. Okay. I knew she would make good money at some point because of her confidence. She was working to earn her first Lexus. She was working to earn a trip in Hawaii. And I was like, okay, wow, I would like some of that. So, like, I need to learn more about this. So, yes, the finances intrigued me in a big way to start this business, to start this opportunity because I had a huge financial why. Um, so there's some stats that I just think are so true and so interesting. So let's talk quickly about why Plexus and just like who we are and what we are, okay? So we have an A plus BBB rating, which is basically just a performance rating from the Better Business Bureau. It just means we're awesome. We just do things really well in our company. We're clean, we're tidy, we don't have any loose ends, and it just starts at the corporate and trickles all the way through the company. We really have owned the microbiome and the gut health space, truly the OG gut health company. So there's a lot of copycats. There's a lot of new companies saying their gut health. We're like the original, okay? We've been around about 17 years. We started in the gut health space, and this has just really been our bread and butter. In fact, we've patented one of our products, and I think we're working on a couple of more. But like this is the through and through gut health. And so if you're like, gosh, I need to fix my gut, this is the right place for you. If you have conversations with friends who are like, gosh, my gut, I'm bloated, my bowel movement, this and that, this is the company for them. Okay. We're a debt-free company, which is amazing. We're privately owned, which is even more amazing. If y'all have not seen, several companies in this space have gone affiliate. They simply cannot afford the upkeep of their business. They are spending more than they're making, and they have to go affiliate, which means all of their brand ambassadors who've built multi thousands of dollars, of businesses are now getting paid nothing. That will not happen here. We're privately owned. Our decisions are made from our founders, who are incredible. They are family first, and they're all about the brand ambassadors. We've been reassured over and over and over, and it's just amazing to have that reassurance, to have that safety, and I love what we stand for and what we're working towards. Millions spent in philanthropy. Every single time we get together, we are doing like bukus of thousands of dollars towards our area. We've done food banks, we've done food drives. Like literally, when we went to Maui, they had just done the fires there, and we did a huge fundraiser. It's incredible. And then to watch our founders basically match whatever, we can raise as brand ambassadors is just really nice too. I cannot see my last one because your faces are covering it. Oh, we're 17 years old, which is really cool. I feel like I just started with this company yesterday and here we are 17 years into this. Okay, here's 5 no's that helped me say yes. And this is very true to me. I had like experience with Mary Kay. I'd had experience with Advocare, a couple of other companies. But truly, my husband was like, absolutely not. You're not doing any of those. And it's for multiple of these reasons. So, one is the big buy-in. So, I was approached by a friend when I lived in Michigan, and like the startup cost was $400 to $1,000, depending on which package you bought. I was broker than broke, y'all. I had to get a weekend gig waiting tables just to afford my rent. Okay. I did not have $1,000 to buy health products to then hopefully turn around and try to sell. So that was an absolute no for me. I considered Mary Kay at one point in the past, and I really just did not like their inventory approach. You have to have like a whole separate bedroom just to buy stuff to keep for your potential customers. But if the customers don't come, then you just have thousands of dollars worth of product sitting in your bedroom. So I didn't like that either. No monthly requirements. Your only commitment as a brand ambassador to earn commissions and bonuses is to order your own products. So if you're considering like the triplex combo, that's all you ever order, you're going to be commission qualified. You'll be eligible for bonuses. You'll be eligible to earn, the incentives and the trips and all the things that we do. That is your only monthly requirement, which is so beautiful. No deliveries. Our corporate truly is, they take care of everything from deliveries to shipping to quality issues to payroll and accounting. Like, this is the most turnkey system you can ever have with a business. You pay a one-time enrollment fee, you buy your products every single month, and the rest is history. It was the easiest yes for me because of how simple it was. And my upkeep for this business every year, and I'm a six-figure earner, you guys. My investment in this is $39.95 a year. That is all I pay to make six figures every single year. It is insane. And then commitment. Okay, I have a friend who joined a company, I don't know, or a friend of a friend of a friend. None of my friends join other companies, okay? She was a friend of a friend of a friend. And apparently she wanted to quit. She was like, hey, this isn't for me. I don't like the products. I want to back out. She had to write like an entire letter about why she didn't want to be a part of the business anymore, that she wasn't even doing the business and she didn't want the products. And she had to write an entire like front and back letter that they had to like verify and approve to cancel her account. Okay. We're not weird. We're not icky. In fact, Carly, who's speaking tonight, like she tried this a long time ago. She quit. She came back. It's not weird. Okay. We have different seasons of life. If you want to pause your membership at any point, you can. If you need to cancel at any point, you can. There's no icky ties. Okay. We don't do business that way. Okay, so let me share a little bit about my story. I'm trying to talk super fast so we can be done by 5 minutes. Okay, so here are some of my favorite pictures. It was really hard to pick five or six over the past 8 years I've been doing this. But basically, I started because I was super desperate in my health. But like I said, I was super intrigued by the business. I saw what there was, and truthfully, I hated my corporate sales job at the time. I worked for Smuckers, and I was the West Texas rep for our Folgers coffee line. Not a passion at all. I went to college for health and wellness. I loved everything about helping people with their fitness, their nutrition, their supplementation. But I didn't really know how to make a job in this industry where I wasn't just going to be broke the rest of my life. Okay, just being honest. So I ended up in corporate sales and hated it every day of my life. So when I saw this opportunity, I was like, okay, this is actually really cool. Then I saw that I could own my own schedule. Your girl loves going to Target at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, okay, when no one's there. I love going to the gym when my body has energy, not when I'm drained at the end of the day after a long day of work. I love being able to upkeep and maintain my house and have, 3 meals a day prepared for my family, have the laundry going throughout the week and not have to cram it all in on the weekends. And that was my life before this. And so those were the biggest things and truly the simplest things that made me so excited for this opportunity was just to own my own schedule. But some of my biggest health issues were polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is an endocrine disorder. I had extreme constipation and had it since I was a toddler. It was unexplainable. I saw a specialist. I took Miralax every single day. I took various laxatives. I bought super expensive probiotics. None of it worked. And I just was, given false information my whole life as to why I was so constipated. I had routine sinus infections and allergies that just left me like debilitating. And doctors were just like, well, you live in Texas, so it is what it is. And then my bloat and my weight gain had just gone exponential. I worked out extremely hard. I counted every calorie. I did everything right, y'all. This was like my major, okay? I was raised this way to count all the macros and to balance all my meals. And I just kept gaining weight. And so when I found Plexus, I was, again, skeptical, but I was desperate. And like day one, I saw changes. I was going poop. 6 months into it, I looked like a completely different person. So I actually started because I had just gotten engaged. If y'all see my wedding picture, this is like the picture that just pulls on my heartstrings because when I tried on my first wedding dress, I bought it that day. It was on the clearance rack, if that tells you our financial situation at the time. Very broke. I went home and I sobbed. I saw pictures of myself and I was like, gosh, I feel miserable. Like I'm not cute. I'm not myself. I don't have the life, the energy that I once had. I just felt bloated and icky all the time. And so 6 months in, of course, I have a little extra makeup on during my wedding day, but the transformation was just unbelievable, y'all. Like I felt like a new human walking down the aisle. It's just a confidence I truly had never felt. So that alone was enough for me to start sharing. And so here I am now, 8 years later. I'm a six-figure annual earner. I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom to my two kiddos. They're 3 and 5 years old. And it's just been like amazing. I think beyond the income has been just the community I've built. I wasn't able to get a picture of my full team. But I have incredible leaders on my team, like women that I never would have become friends with who are now doing the business with me, and we get to travel all over the world. I put my three, oh my gosh, what is the word I'm looking for, Jordan? Fun, freedom, and confidence. Core
Core value.
values. Core values. Goodness, Chandler. Those are my three core values. And I was not able to use that prior to this because I was stuck in a job that I hated and my health was really bad. And now I'm able to lean fully into my core values, which is fun. I get to have fun every single day in my business. I get freedom with my time and how I spend my time. And I've been able to grow tremendously in confidence. And now I get to share that confidence and help rise up other leaders and find like their skill sets, find their God-given talents that they otherwise would have never found. And so I've met some of my best friends. I have gotten to take my family to multiple different parts of the world. One of those pictures, I took my daughter to the Bahamas. The top right one was just recently in Alaska, the most beautiful place I've ever been. Um, I thought there was another one. Oh, and this one on the far right, that's in Mexico. Y'all, the trips has just been unreal, okay? And if you're a travel girl, like this is where it's at. All right, Carly, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna try to talk and fast forward also. Um, so I'm Carly. I started the products about shoot, it was probably 7 years ago. Chandler and I, our husbands went to high school together, and our mother-in-law is our best friend. So we were seeing a lot of each other, and I had just had a baby, and I was very desperate to feel like myself again. And I know that when we are postpartum, it is so easy to just get like wrapped up in everything you lost. And I think I was ready to gain everything back. And in that, it wasn't like 2 weeks. I was also struggling. I mean, acne. I was struggling with dairy. I hadn't had dairy in probably 2 years at that point, due to bodybuilding, due to stress, due to so many different things. And at that point, I was about 6 months postpartum, and I looked at Chandler and I was like, and well, Chandler actually came to me and she's like, "Hey, you should try this." And I was like, "Okay, I don't care at this point." And it seemed so simple, like probiotic, prebiotic. It wasn't like this big, like, I'm not stabbing myself with anything, okay? It wasn't crazy. It just was add this to your regimen. And I was like, okay, great. It wasn't 2 weeks, and I was seeing my face clear up. I had water retention dropping. Like there were such significant things that the people around me were seeing that it was so easy for me to share. I was not looking for the business 7 years ago. I was not looking for it. I wanted nothing to do with it, but I could not stop doing the business because of what the products were doing for me. And so it was very easy for someone to say, "What are you doing? It's been 2 months and you are just like, you look so good. Your energy, all this, right?" Um, I also ended up getting pregnant again, and I had a Plexus baby, and I got to have a Plexus pregnancy and a Plexus postpartum, and there is nothing like it, okay? If there is something that you have in terms of like a difficulty, or something that is like you are battling, whether genetic or anything like that. But like I'm just saying a very like I had two very routine pregnancies without any complications, and it was night and day. And I included a couple of these pictures. The one, the one with my first baby sitting on my stomach, y'all, I was only plus like 15 pounds, not even. And I was not even or it was probably, I think I was like 2 months away from delivering at that point. And then that is the picture with my husband and I in the satin dress. That was 5 months postpartum. I can't make this up. Okay. So I was sold on the products. However, because we are human, I decided I wanted to just see what was out there. So, about when my middle child, she turned no, she turned like 18 months, and I was like, I'm gonna see if there is anything else out there. Y'all, my belief it to the point where I was like, I don't believe in anything else. I went to see if the grass was greener. It's not. I got yeast infections. I got acne. I ended up getting diagnosed with group B strep because I got pregnant again. I gained more weight in my third pregnancy than I did like the first pregnancy and second pregnancy combined. So listen, my belief what it was done. My belief in the products, that's what I needed. However, this time when I came back to Chandler, I was 4 months postpartum with that third baby, and I said, Chandler, I'm ready to like I want to start. I want to support you. She was pushing for a really big rank that month and I tried to make it about her, but it was all about me. Like I was like, no, 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 I need to come back. However, when I came back, there was a different fire because I had walked through being a real estate agent. I had walked through being a school counselor and I wanted time freedom. I joined real estate because I was like, time freedom. It's not time freedom. You lose your nights, you lose your weekends, and you are hustling at the hand of someone else constantly. So when I came back, my husband looked right at me and he was like, you need to do this as a business. And I was like, I think I'm going to because the products, they speak for themselves. So this was about a year ago. And I said, I'm gonna go all in. And when I just started serving other people and sharing my experience. And as I shared my experience, it was almost like I actually got to um, exercise what I was created for, like communication and service and helping people find something they needed too. Like I couldn't stop being the block to someone's blessing anymore. And so finally when I got over myself and what people would think of me, it was finally like I can finally serve someone. And as I was serving, I was then seeing a paycheck come in. And I remember getting my first $1,000 paycheck and weeping, looking at my phone because it didn't feel like a job. Like for the first time ever, I was like, this does not feel like a job. And then the second time I wept was when um, my team we earned Cancun. And I have not gone on this trip yet, but I got the email and I wept again. And so it's so much bigger than a gut health supplement. It's the belief in the product, and then the belief in the business comes. And the belief in the business, it just keeps doing this like cycle where I believe in the product so much, and then yeah, I believe in the business so much, and then you go back to the product. Like you can't be like, I love the product so much and not do the business. Like it just doesn't marry because you can't not share it. So literally, that's what I got.
I feel like we could have just listened to your story and like been totally content tonight. Thank you for sharing that. That was awesome. Um, okay, let's talk quickly. She said income. And so let's talk just real fast about what this actually looks like. Um, how many of y'all have been like, is this a pyramid scheme? Because I definitely had that thought when I joined this. I'm like, am I going to go to jail for this or no? Okay, let's just be real. First off, pyramid schemes are highly illegal. Okay, we would have been put out of business multiple years ago if that was the case. So, not going to happen here. Okay, so let's all envision ourselves as this little blue blob in the very center. Okay, that's us. So, we're skeptical, we're trying our products, and we're in our heads like, gosh, I don't know. What are my friends going to think of me if I make a post? Oh my gosh, what is my mom going to say if I call her and ask her to take the products? Really, what you have to do here is remove what's happening here and just start taking the steps, okay? If we're not taking the steps, none of this starburst effect will ever happen. And I will tell you that you are going to miss out on massive, massive compound interest if we are not removing what's happening here and just taking the steps. Um, Okay, so let me just break this down for y'all real fast. I have a pretty extensive list when I log into my back office to see who's taking products, whatever. About 80% of my personal volume, meaning what contributes to my paycheck, is just product users. So, majority of who you're recruiting in this business are just going to be people who are desperate to heal from yeast infections, who are looking to cure postpartum woes, who are trying to lose weight, who are trying to overcome, anxiety, whatever it may be. Those are the people you're primarily looking for. That's going to account for about 80% of your paycheck. 20% of my paycheck has come from people that I have said, hey, you've got a phenomenal story. Why don't you share about it? And so that's where these ones come from. That's the Carly Collins who just spoke. That's the Taylor, who I can see your face right now. I probably have other girls on here. But I have lots of those ones, okay? And then those ones say, hey, I really love these products too. I think I want to start making a post. I think I want to start calling some family members and seeing if they want to get on board. And so then those turns into the twos. And then they say the same thing and those turns into the threes. So only about 20% of those people on my team are actually doing the business, but it yields a crazy paycheck, you guys. This is called the compound effect of what we do in multi-level marketing, okay? And it's really, really, really insane. The more you share, the more you build, the more you make. And it's not just for me. It's not just for Carly. It's about the people that Carly helps and the people that those that they help and the people that they help. So we actually can earn income down to 7 levels deep. That's why you see it cuts off at 7. So a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, I'm still going to earn a commission on them so long as they're ordering a product every single month, okay? And it's really insanely beautiful, the blessing that can come from this compound effect. Okay, real fast. So October, here's what our earning potential looks like. Don't let this graphic overwhelm you if you're like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Look over on the right. This is our graphic. If you guys want to screenshot it, throw it into your photos and look at it tonight. So if you refer one person, great. If that's where you want to stop your journey, great. You're looking at like 37 bucks for the month, okay? 3 is kind of the sweet spot. It's like, hey, let's really dip your foot in, not just your toe. Let's dip your whole foot in and figure out if this is like something you might want to do. That's what we call going silver. That's our first rank on the list. You're going to earn a couple of bonuses, like 2 different bonuses, and you're going to earn commission on their orders. So for this month, you're looking at $310 straight to your pocket. It goes to a Paylution within a couple weeks and straight to your bank account. You also get a $150 Lululemon gift card, which is insane. Okay. If you do that again and hit 6, you're going to get $420 plus an additional $150 Lululemon gift card. So you're looking at a lot of money. Okay. And I'll be honest, if you think small, you're going to go small. I've got several girls on my team who are like, let's just go balls to the walls. Sorry, I just said that. And let's just see what happens. Haley Ross is one of my emeralds, and she added 20 people her first month. Her paycheck was almost $2,000 her very first month, y'all. Okay, this is unreal. This is unreal. If you think about how many hours you would have to go work at McDonald's to make $2,000, this is unreal that we can do something like this from our phone, from social media, from friends that we meet at the park, from ladies we chat with at the grocery store, and you can make this type of income. Okay, and it's not just for us, it's for everyone that we help. Okay, Carly talked about Cancun. We've got our next trip coming up. We're currently in the earnings season of that. We have trips multiple times a year, but this one's called Leaders Retreat. It's near and dear to my heart because it was one of the biggest incentives I wanted to work for. I wanted to travel, I wanted to explore, and I just did not have the budget. So if you're considering diving in, now's a great time, y'all. You can be on track for earning Cancun in February. It will be for you plus a guest. And it is luxury. Okay. Plexus does not go cheap on anything. It is a luxury trip. Let me see what else we got here. Okay, next steps really fast. So what do I do next? Okay, please get with the person that invited you here. Tell them, hey, I think I want to do this. Like, let's get some products going. Let's figure out what my referral link is so you can start inviting people. We've got several trainings throughout the week in addition to this that are going to help fast track your program to silver, to getting your first bonus, getting your first Lululemon gift card, and all the things. Okay. No one's going to leave you out to dry. You don't have to do this on your own. We've got an incredible community. We're one Plexus, and we truly just want to help see you guys succeed. So that is all I have. We definitely went way over, and it is okay. I talk so fast, I have hives, and it's fine. It's gonna be great. Okay, love you all. Thank you all for hanging with us tonight. Have a great week.